Welcome to lesson 7 of Adobe Illustrator. This is what our finished product is going to look like. We are going to draw some things. We're going to draw a lot of things. I may or may not tell you or go all the way through this. This is what your finished product is going to look like. This is what we're starting with. You see things are not there. So open this and we're going to click File and then Save As. And we're going to name it pen underscore drawing and then your last name. Save it in your lesson 7 folder. Click OK. Go to View, Fit All in Window. And then let's do this window. And let's go to Reset Essentials. So we're all starting from the same point. Everything's the same on everybody's computer. And we'll go from there. So, my computer is spinning. You can't see that, but it is spinning, 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 spinning. Why use the pen tool? In the previous chapter, we created curved and straight paths with the curvature and pencil tools. With the pen tool, you can also create and edit curved and straight paths, but you have even more control over the shape of the paths you draw. Since the pen tool is in other Adobe apps like Photoshop and InDesign, understanding how to work it will give you more creative freedom in Illustrator as well as in those other apps. Learning and mastering the pen tool takes a lot of practice. So go through the steps in this lesson and practice, 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 and then practice some more. So choose artboard or choose one from your menu down here. I know I chose that one. And then we're going to click View, Fit Artboard in Window. And so we will have just the crown one. Choose View, and then we don't want our smart guides on. So smart guides, if yours is checked, like I just turned mine on, we don't want that checked. So turn them off. No smart guides. We're going solo. Smart guides can be helpful when you draw, helping you align anchor points among other things, but they make learning the pen tool chaotic. You'll start drawing straight lines with the pen tool to create the main path for a crown, like the one you see at the top right here. So select the pen tool in the toolbar. Over here we have the pen tool. In the Properties panel, click the Fill Color box. In the panel that opens, make sure your swatches option is selected and select None. We want no fill. Click the Stroke color box. Make sure that black is selected. We want the stroke weight to be 4, so make this 4. When you start drawing with the pen tool, it's usually best to have no fill on the path you draw because the fill can cover parts of the path you're trying to create. You can add a fill later if necessary. So move to the pointer into the area labeled Work Area, and notice that the asterisk next to the pen icon, indicating you'll create a new path if you start drawing. Move the pointer over the orange Start Point 1 and click and release, and that sets your first anchor point. If you move the pointer away from the point we just created, you'll see a blue line connecting the first point and the point no matter where you move the pointer. That line is called the pen tool preview or the rubber band. Later, as you create curved paths, it will make drawing them easier because it's a preview of what the path will look like. Also notice that the asterisk has disappeared from the next to the pointer, indicating you are now drawing a path. Move the pointer over the gray dot labeled 2. click and release to create another anchor point. You just created a straight path. A path is composed of two anchor points and a line segment connecting those anchor points. The type of anchor point you just created is called a corner point. Corner points are not smooth like a curve. Instead, they create an angle at the anchor point. Unlike the curvature tool, the pen tool creates corner points and straight lines by default. Continue clicking lines 3 through 7, releasing the mouse button as you click. Select the selection tools to stop drawing. When you do that, with the selection tool still selected, click the crown path you drew if it isn't already selected. Mine's already selected. Click the fill color box and click the color swatches button. If it isn't already selected and show the default swatches colors, click to apply a yellow color to change the color of the fill for the crown. Doesn't matter what yellow you choose. And then click any area of the artboard to deselect it. Now select the direct selection tool. It's the second one down. And move the pointer over the path between points 5 and 6. I think 5 and 6 was right here. And when the pointer changes, click to select that line segment. Choose edit. I don't know if I didn't select it. Choose edit and then I know I selected it. Having problems here. I think I got the whole thing. Oh, I did it. So that's what you're when you do that, it removes the selected segment between anchor points 5 and 6. The crown is now two separate paths and it no longer shows the yellow fill in the whole object. Next, we'll learn how to connect the paths again. Select the pen tool. Move the pointer onto the anchor point labeled 5, which is right there. Notice the pen tool shows a forward slash. See how it changed? You got an asterisk. When you move it over, it's got a forward slash, indicating if you click, you'll continue drawing from that anchor point. So click that point. This tells Illustrator you want to continue drawing from that anchor point. Move the pointer over the anchor point labeled 6. The pointer now shows a merge symbol. See how that symbol changed? Indicating that if you click, you're connecting to another path. Click the point to reconnect the paths. And look at there. Choose select, deselect. Below the crown you just made on the artboard is another crown for practice. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the pen tool and you're going to create again. This time when you create your crown, I want you to have a different colored fill. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this to green. So just start at 1. Hang on. Click at 1 to start and then just make your crown. Make a crown and have it a different color than the first one. Look at there. Oop, didn't mean to click. There you go, have a green crown. So in previous lessons you learned that using the Shift key and Smart Guides in combination with shape tools constrains the shape of objects. The Shift key and the Smart Guides can also constrain paths drawn with a pen tool, allowing you to create straight paths with 45-degree angles. Next you'll learn how to draw straight lines and constrain angles as you draw with the pen tool. So go down here and choose Artboard 2. And we're going to work in this work area. Click the View menu and we're going to turn on the Smart Guides in this example. Select the pen tool And in the Properties panel, change the fill color to none. Ensure the stroke color is black and the weight is still 4. In the area label work area, click the orange point labeled 1. Where you see start end to set the first anchor point, move the pointer over the point labeled 2. Notice the gray measurement label that appears next to the pointer. As you learned in previous lessons, the measurement label and magenta alignment guides you see are part of the SMART guides. The measurement label showing distance can be useful when you're drawing with the pen tool. Click to set another anchor point. Move the pointer over to point 3 on the left. When the pointer is aligned with point 2 to the right, it's going to snap into place. You see how it just snapped right there? You may want to move the pointer around so that you can feel it and see it. Click to make your third point. Go to 4. Set that. Go to 5. Set that. When making these points, you may see other magenta alignment guides telling you that the point will be lined up with other content. These guides and the snapping can sometimes make it challenging to draw freeform paths with the pen tool. So let's go to View and let's turn off these SMART guides. With the SMART guides turned off, you'll need to press the Shift key to align points, which is what you'll do next. Also, with SMART guides off, there's no measurement label, and the point is only aligning with the previous point because you're pressing the Shift key. So press the Shift key and click point 6 to select that, and then click point 7, and after you do that, release the Shift key. Move the pointer over to point 1. When the pointer shows a small circle next to it, so how it's nothing, now it's got a small circle. Now click and that will close your path. So below the house you just made on the artboard is another house for practice. I want you to select the pen tool and I want you to create your house. I'm not going to do that on here, but I'm going to end this video and create your other house, and we will, next time we convene, you'll see a house on mine.